Yeah, so it's probably not the absolute smartest time to be making videos right now because there's so much going on that you think I'm unfiltered. I filter so much on a daily basis. But I've had a lot of people bring this up as a musician. A lot of people get frustrated because there's like, I don't understand why you call yourself average. Why do you call yourself average? And let's just clear the air. I don't. It's not for attention or for compliments. I don't want any of that shit. In fact, most musicians, we don't want compliments. We don't want to attaboy. We don't want a pat on the back. We want a chance. And so the reason I do that is because of where my standard is. Okay, I don't compare myself to the entire population that's ever picked up an instrument. Not people will say, well, you can do stuff that people are doing on Suno AI or whatever. I'm like, okay, I don't. They're not even in the same ball game. They're not even in the same sport. They think they are, and I'm not down talking that if you want to go do that. But let's not pretend that you're in the same sport or ball game that we are in. Okay. So my level is where my peers are, the players around here that I look up to, or professional players that I've watched for years. Those are my peers, and in that scheme of things, I'm average. Like I'm not, I'm not beating my. It's just fact. I mean, when you think about the level of players that I see or that I'm around, and quite honestly, at 50 with a career that's really not gone anywhere. I'm just kind of a working nobody when I can get it, and the most acknowledgement has been through a handful of things that I've done in the past, but I think my career at 50 and the struggles that I'm having right now are just an authenticator that I'm just average. Okay, so that doesn't mean I suck or that I'm awful, but that's just the reality of it, and it's a reality I'm not coming to come grips with. Now, I'm not going to stop. I mean, I still literally practice piano and guitar every single day. I write most days. I definitely record most days. Not even talking about YouTube here, but it's funny to me that people's like, why? There's so many people out there that a lot of them I've played for who are so gung ho and we're awesome and we're the next big thing, and that's great. Have that moment, but I'm like, average, right? Okay, so here's the three things I believe after all these years it really takes. There's one of these three things that can happen to give you some sort of a noticeable career where you can actually make enough money to survive and to live, and God forbid, even have some comfort. One of them is you name recognition, and you're just kind of got the right, all the right people. Okay, that's a big one. And we see it all the time, right? So number two is either you or your spouse or somebody is really good at marketing. And there's so many musicians that with the careers because it's just really good marketing. I can name several. I won't because I don't want to start that fight, but it's my opinion. And then the third one to me is you are so good that is just hard to pass you up. Okay. Especially now. And the reason I say that is especially since COVID with YouTube and all these social mediums where you can go on and put how good you are. If you're really, really good, you're going to get shared and shared and shared. Okay. I don't. I post original songs and covers and all kinds of things, and I have a handful of people who always share things, which I appreciate tremendously, but I'm not good enough where everyone is blown away and shared by it. So that's the reality of why I feel I'm average. And so now I'm at the crossroad of do I just keep pushing, doing exactly what I do, or do I jump off the boat? The problem is what boat am I going to jump onto at 50? So I don't really know. I don't really know what avenue to do. Unfortunately, I'm average at a lot of things, and I often think if I had just focused on maybe one element of something, that I could be in that category. But that's why I say that, because I am, and it is what it is. I mean, there's a lot of working musicians. There's a lot of very wealthy, well-known musicians that are average. Okay. So it's the numbers game. So it's scared. I'm scared to death right now, with what's going on with my brother and with my own career. And I'm not in a situation where I can financially help because I haven't done things right or whatever, And so I don't know. I'm not really sure why I'm doing this video, because it's probably going to be the same people that watch it that that would share something that I've done anyway. But that's why, because I am. That doesn't mean I will be forever, and I'm always aiming to be at the top of that game. I'd give anything to be at the top of the game around here, where I was getting called to do studio work by one of those players, or I was, the most the groups and artists that are working the most and doing the better gigs. I would love to be on those calls, but I'm not. So I have to ask myself why. So, and there's several answers to that. I probably haven't worked as hard as I thought I have. Maybe I haven't networked correctly, and I'm average. So I don't know. That's what it is. From a career standpoint, is the circle of peers that I look up to. I'm average. Maybe I can break through that. We'll see. All right.